And we're live. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Purple Pill Pod, episode 40. Number one show in the world for dating. Started right here in Dallas, Texas. Please make sure to like your video on the way in and subscribe. Go follow our Clips channel, also Purple Pod Clips that I just made this last week. Follow us on the podcast Instagram. We're now allowed to Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Rumble, and YouTube at the same time. Go sign up for my new mentoring program, linked also below if you want my personal coaching. Our new Patreon was just made, and if you want to see some girls get kicked out, go support that. Hit the join button under the video to become a YouTube member also. Also, new shirts out, so check out the merch store. We are now streaming on all audio platforms as well, guys. Make sure to add the Instagram right now if you want to DM any of these pretty ladies. We also have their Instagrams in the description of the YouTube video right now. If you're a single lady that ever wants to come on the show, DM me. Come on. But yeah, shout out tonight. We got Eric in the house as my producer. I appreciate you, bro. And we got my girl helping out bartending. I appreciate you, baby. Let's just go ahead and get right into the fun parts, guys. We're going to learn more about y'all. We're going to ask your name, your age, your education level, and what you do for work. Let's start on this side this time. Yeah, just name, age, education level, what you do for work.
So my name is Chisholm. I'm 27 years old, and for work, I do IT consulting.
IT consulting? That's badass. How old are you again?
27.
27? Mm-hmm. Okay. That's you got a really good job. What about you?
My name is Ashnae. I'm 26, and I'm a travel nurse recruiter, and I have a bachelor's degree.
That's a really cool job too, actually. You get to recruit though. You don't have to do the traveling.
Oh, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. That's dope. I actually had a friend that worked for a doctor recruiting company, and he made stupid money because you make money off of the contracts or whatever, percentage of their contract. I can't believe how much money is in that industry.
When I say COVID was good to us,
it was really good. And did you even have to get a nursing degree or anything to get that job?
No,
it's a sales job, huh?
Actually, in psychology, it is a sales job, 100%.
Yep, yeah, that's crazy. Wow. I was the most sad when I didn't get that job because my friend was making a killing whenever I saw him there. Yeah. It's a good job. What about you? What's your name, your age, your education level? What do you do for it?
My name is Janae. I am 24, and I am in the service industry.
In the service industry? Okay. What about you? Name, age, education level.
My name is Erica. I'm 25, and I'm an international recruiter and translator at a staffing agency.
So you kind of do kind of the same thing, but it's any type of job, or what? Is there a specific industry?
So my industry is the hospitality industry. So we work with staffing hotels with different positions.
Is it also similar to the medical recruiting where y'all make a percentage based off of the contract that you signed for that person into that job?
So our our division, we haven't even been open a year yet. So we're still working on all that, but we've been more successful than our medical division. So it's been a blessing. Definitely.
Man, big money in that shit. It's just crazy how much money there is in getting other people jobs.
No,
whenever they're very skilled or qualified for it.
Right.
What about you? What's your name, age, education? What do you do for work?
I am Kristen. I am 25 years old, and I am a salon owner.
A salon owner?
I'm a nail tech, yeah.
Okay.
So I have a nail salon.
Do you want to shout out your salon really quick so anybody that wants to come?
My Instagram is Claws by Kristen with a K. And it's Flawless Touch Beauty Bar.
Flawless Touch Beauty Bar. Where's it at? Where's it at in Dallas?
Downtown Dallas.
It's in downtown?
Uh-huh.
That's
211 North Third Bay.
Oh, that's badass. Right in downtown, yeah.
Right in the middle.
Yeah. Well, tonight, ladies, I want to learn more about what y'all are into because there is 3.6 billion people that get on YouTube on a regular monthly basis. So your dream man might be one of those 3.6 billion. You may never know. So we're gonna figure out exactly what you're looking for in a man. First, let's start with: do you want a gym guy? Does he need to be nicely looked in that way, or do you just want an average guy? We'll start with you on this one.
For me, I like an average person. I like an average guy. It's not too much to handle. Yeah, you can go to the gym, you keep yourself in shape, but
he doesn't need to be that.
I like the simple shit.
Okay. What about you?
Honestly, I prefer a little thickness. I like a little, something to grab on, something to.
A teddy bear.
A little teddy bear. So cute.
Okay. So yeah, no, that's a good one. What about you?
I also prefer an average guy. Everybody wants the gym guy.
You think that?
Those are the cheaters.
Those are the cheaters? What about the guys who go to the gym all the time, but they still don't get girls? The gym cells. I call them gym cells. It's like an incel that goes to the gym. You can't. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of those too. I'm telling you, there is a lot of guys that go to the gym and they totally get all the pussy, but there's a lot of guys who go to the gym and they don't get no pussy at all. I feel like he might be a catch then. I feel like there are some guys at the gym because of that. What about you? Do you need a gym guy or not?
I mean, he doesn't have to be, but I go to the gym.
Yeah, you prefer it.
Let's go together.
Yeah. I mean, a preference
okay.
is I think that especially if you're the type that goes to the gym, you kind of need to have a guy that's on the same grind as you.
Let's go together.
Yeah. What about you?
So I think they need to look good, whether that's going to the gym or just born with it, blessed, but definitely in shape because I feel like I'm in shape, so I'd want the same for who I'm with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you also go to gym also?
So I don't go to the gym, but I work out. Like I do Pilates, I do bars, so I do workout
That
classes.
type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a tip that a guy gave the other day, and he was telling guys to like go to spin class and like go to these different things because there's so many girls there, and there's actually good opportunities. Just based off somebody that does stuff like that, do you think that that's true?
He's not wrong because there's no men in there. So if you're a man in there, you're gonna get a lot of attention.
Wow.
So
Hey, no, shout out to that. That was honestly when I saw that, that was I feel like I've seen every trick in the book, and that one surprised me. I've always known yoga was a good one. Like guys who do yoga, if he's like the guy who teaches the yoga class, he gets all the girls. You know what I'm saying? He gets all of them, especially because it's yoga. You know, obviously you're stretching for a reason, right, man? But now, so let's go. Let's try something else. What's another preference? Let's try. What's a height that y'all are looking for? Yeah, and this whole table, just so y'all know, everybody at this table was pretty tall. I think everybody was around 5'6" or taller or something. So what's a height that you're usually looking for?
Height is so important for me because I'm 5'10" and a half, almost 5'11". So I like honestly 6'6" plus, like the really tall guys.
The basketball players.
I can do like 6'5", maybe 6'4", but like 6'6" and up. That's what I'm looking for.
So you can wear the heels and still be balling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, that's cool. What about you?
Yeah, I'm 5'10" as well. So
yeah, you got to have a tall one too.
I mean, 6'3".
Do y'all compete for the same guys sometimes?
Absolutely not.
No, not that. No.
There's just not that many of those tall guys. I feel like.
No.
Oh,
there are though.
There are.
There are more than you think.
More than you think.
But it's like all the short girls want the extra tall guys.
Dude, that is so true. There was a girl that was on this show that like was a she was like 5'10" or 5'11" or 4'10", 4'11", and she also was like a sports. I don't know. She was a sport. She did something in the sports industry, so she was always around really tall basketball players. This is all this girl was into, was like 6'4" guys. It's like, girl, they're way bigger than you, but they're so into it. Those little girls want those big guys so bad.
And I'm just like, leave some for the girls.
For the tall girls.
Okay,
y'all just like the look. We actually like them because they fit. They fit us.
Right.
What about you? What's the height that you're looking for?
6'1" and up.
6'1" and up. And how tall are you?
5'7".
5'7", yeah. So 5 inches with heels. Yeah, you'd still be able to wear heels then. What about you?
So I would definitely say my minimum would be 6'2". I know that's a little short. I'm sorry, but I'm not used to being the shortest woman in the room. Like for real.
How tall are you?
5'6".
Yeah, everybody here is 5'6" or more.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah, everybody at this table is 5'6" or more, guys. What about you?
I'm 5'11", so my minimum is like 6'3".
Okay.
6'4". I don't like them super tall because I'm just like, you're gonna hit the doorway. You're gonna have a struggle getting in the car.
So like your three, y'all three that are kind of excessively tall. Have y'all dated the guy that was no for real? Y'all are really tall. I'm just being honest. Like have y'all ever tried dating the guy that was the exact same height or 1 inch taller?
I've tried. It was not the vibe.
It was not the vibe. Wasn't the vibe.
It didn't really bother me. Like even with heels on, when we took pictures, we were like, it
Wasn't
was
that
on like
bad.
a little bit of a difference, but. Yeah.
I'm just always curious if like you've tried those relationships before or not. Yeah, it just wasn't. It just wasn't it.
Try
It just wasn't it though. Okay, and I want to know what do y'all think the percentage of men that are just 6 foot or over? We'll start on your side. Like, what do you think
the percentage of men that are 6 foot and over?
Yeah,
I give it like
in America, we're gonna say too.
Like 20, 25.
25% men.
More like 20.
Okay, what do you think?
I would say about the same.
25. What do you think?
I feel like it's like 15%.
15. What do you think it is?
I might even say that it's less.
I thought you said there's tons of them out here.
I mean, they come to me, so
there's tons of them to fuck, but there's not a lot of them to.
I didn't say that.
Well, no, I'm not even saying that it's just fuck. There's just tons of them that are single, that are open, that are like free. I guess you could say. That's why I say fuck, because that just means like they're able to. You know.
Yeah, I mean, and they like tall women too.
Like, they love that shit. Yeah. So, I think that tall guys are genetically drawn to tall women because they want to have tall babies to make basketball players.
I mean, babies, league babies, I need them.
Yeah. Yeah. So what percentage did you say again?
I would say probably 15,
20. What do you think it is?
20.
20? Okay. Well, I'll give you all the number. It is actually 14%. But here's the shitty thing about that number: half of those guys are married. So when you cut, so it's actually only 7% of guys are single that are 6 foot tall or above, and this is 6 foot or above. This is like everything above 6 foot. And then if you cut that in half again, whenever you realize that those guys could be ugly, fucking weird, fucking there's just dorks, you know, there's so many ways that he could have a flaw even though he's 6'4" or whatever it is, you know, like white, you know, like I don't know if y'all are into white guys, but like, you know, like you didn't even have to deal with that. So there's, whenever you really start looking at the numbers, that guy that you want, he's fucking small. You're talking 2, 3, maybe 1% in just the height category. When we add in income and all the other shit, oh man, they're almost invisible. Now I want to know. Let's do income this time. What's the income that you're looking for? Is there like a bracket? Is there a certain number in between, or is there just a minimum? Just say whatever you think.
So I don't know about income, but I think you need to have a career. Like you need to have, if you're not already established in your career, have a plan to get there. So definitely more well off, because I feel like I'm in a good place in my career and in my life. So I want you to be at my level or above.
At your level. Or
I know what I bring to the table, so you got to bring the same or more.
Yeah. What do you think?
I would say about the same thing. Is, I mean, more than a teacher.
More than a teacher, which is bad, really bad. Yeah. What do you think?
I feel like at least 60,000 and up.
60,000 and up.
Yeah.
That's modest. It's not that bad. What about you?
I love what she said because, like, I know what I bring to the table, you know. So I feel like if we're gonna be a team, if we're gonna be together, it has to be either equal or, you know, like
equal or higher.
Yeah, equal or higher. For sure.
What do you think?
Definitely equal or higher. Like I with me owning my own business, like I know I can bring it when I need to bring it. So like my minimum's like 80,000 or above.
Did y'all know that they did a study on this and women? It showed wanted men that were 53% more income than them. So women like to date across and up social hierarchies. Mm-hmm. Men can date across and down social hierarchies. But that's one of the big reasons why y'all like a guy that makes more money than you. But let's have a little conversation about that, though. Do y'all think it's bad, though, that y'all want a guy that, you know, makes the same or above you? But if we look at statistics, women are making more money in major cities right now. Women are graduating from college at way higher rates than men are right now. So if we look over the next decade, women are going to be out earning men. They're going to be doing better in most aspects of life. So are y'all going to be willing to possibly settle in just that income category, considering that statistically shows there's less and less men that are making more money today, but there's way more women that are making more money, and y'all all want the same thing. Y'all want a tall guy that makes the same or more than you. There's not enough percentage of guys that make high incomes. Once again, like if we want to look at statistics, the guys that make like the top 1% is $400,000 a year. The top 10% is or no, like if you want to make $100,000 a year, that's the top 30%, but half of those are women. So 15% of men make over $100,000 a year. Half of those men, once again, are married. So we're looking at 7% of men make over $100,000 a year. We're fucking with really shitty enough. And then once we put in race and like obesity, remember also 73% of Americans are overweight. So damn. Yeah, whenever you start when you start looking at all these numbers, you start realizing, shit, am I gonna find a guy that's across and above me? You know, and I want to know, do you think about changing your plan on that over the next decade if it's harder to find that guy?
No.
You're not going to change it? Never settle. Never settle. What about you?
So for me, it's the money is less important. For me, it's a little more important to find somebody that's actually solid and
loyal.
Absolutely. And someone that actually loves me, cares about me, respects me, appreciates me. In dating right now, since I've been in Dallas dating as an adult, it's the only place, but I found that like men that are already established and haven't found that person yet, they're a little more I don't know how to put
ready?
It, but they're like, I got the pick of the litter, like
a little more cocky.
I can do what I want.
Yeah.
And you need to act accordingly. Like, it's almost like they want us to compete for them.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, if I just find just that person that just loves the fuck out of me and just wants to be with me and is for me, then I'm just like, okay, that's my person. That's what I want. Because at the end of the day, I don't see myself being happy with somebody. Okay, they make a lot of money, but at the end of the day, they don't respect me.
Yeah, or they're not loyal or something like that.
They're cheating on me. They feel like they can do whatever they want because they pay everything. Mm-hmm. I'm more interested in having somebody that's about me and that's working with me, in a team with me.
Yeah. No, I get that. But like, so you say, you know, like you don't want that like type of guy. What do you think the percentage of guys that get away with acting how you just said, like where they're choosing, where like they run it all and stuff, and like you have to fall in line. What do you think the percentage of guys are that act that way?
It's hard to like say a percentage, but I feel like most of them, like
You think most of them?
if they're the breadwinner, if they make more than 150K, then
Yeah, but we
that's
just
how
saw
they
only
act.
7% of guys do that, you
At
know.
least
So
that.
yeah, so you think like only those 7% of guys are probably the ones that are doing that?
No.
You think it's more?
Yeah, I do. I do think it's more, but I think that the ones that are in that percentage that we're talking about, they're more likely to keep their women beside them because they do have
Those provisionings and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of a selection bias going on here that happens very regularly on the show, and you know it's like all guys are like that or most guys are doing that. And the thing is, this is a very small percentage of men that do this. The thing that a lot of women don't want to accept is a lot of women are sleeping with the same men. A lot of women are Eskimo sisters and they don't know it because they get dickmatized by a guy while he's spinning plates. He has 6 other girls for the other days of the week. And there's a lot of guys that get away with doing this today because of the sexual hierarchy has just completely moved up completely because of dating apps, because of social media and stuff like that. Y'all are all seeing these guys with the supercars, the money, and all this stuff. Y'all all want the same thing, but there's a very small percentage of men that have that. So what ends up happening is you think all these guys are like that, but there's actually a ton. I'd say 90% of men are exactly what you want, exactly what you said you want. But who wants to downgrade to that? Who wants to downgrade to the guy that makes $40,000 a year? Who wants to downgrade to the guy that's 6 foot tall, 6'1"? You know, you don't want to go down to those things, but in reality, you would get exactly what you wanted out of your life as far as love goes. But would you fully be turned on? Would your pussy tingle for him? Possibly not, and that's the issue. Is a lot of women, you sit there, you might get dickmatized, or this is the problem with hedonism. This is the problem with living in your pleasure, because whenever you live in your pleasure and you go and sleep with people just for fun or just for pleasure, that as a woman you're releasing oxytocin when you orgasm. You're having a harder time pair bonding with people after that. It's actually very detrimental to you. That's why one of the number one things I teach on this show is for women to be celibate, because if you sleep around, you're never going to find the guy that really will love you. Because if you're dickmatized by Chad or Tyrone over here, the good guy over here that's maybe 2 inches shorter or whatever it is, you're not even going to see him. You're so caught up with this other dickhead, you won't even see the other guy that's a good guy. So that's one of my big advices that I give. And always remember, those guys that you're thinking, you know, it's a bias based off of your perspective. There's way more guys that are good men. You just need to open your eyes to those type of guys, you know. And it sucks though, because I feel bad, because a lot of men, like, I feel bad for y'all and I feel bad for the men. There's a lot of men that can't get to the provisioning level to make women happy today because y'all are killing it financially and shit. But there's also a lot of women that can't lock down and get the relationship from the guys that they want. It's shitty on both ends. Both sides are really fucked up right now. What was I was trying to think what the actual question was on this one. Where
Could
were
you
we
downgrade?
at? Oh yeah, could you downgrade? For, you know, knowing those statistics that I brought up earlier, like, could you maybe downgrade for in the next 10 years possibly?
I could downgrade on the height.
That's the one. Yeah. And that's the one that I think that if you do have to downgrade on one thing, that's the one, because I'm telling y'all, this is something that we were kind of talking about before the show, but women are very hardwired for a provider, guys. That's why, like, that thing that I told you about, across and up, there's a word for it. It's called hypergamy. And women are always going to be hypergamous. Y'all are always going to do those things because you're hardwired for 300,000 years. Y'all had, as Homo sapiens, you were hardwired to be able to take care of yourself and possibly a baby. It's not because even 50,000 years ago, y'all couldn't survive without a man, period. Having a baby, you really couldn't fucking survive in the wild. You were super fucked. So because of that, y'all are super hardwired to find a provider, a guy that is across and above you. You know, and that's what makes it all super hard for women today. But yeah. So because of that, I think that you will find, like, you will downgrade on the height probably, and you'll find the provider probably one day. But for you, would you downgrade on any of those things, knowing the statistics how bad it is for men right now?
I feel like if I were to downgrade, it would definitely be the financial aspect, because one thing about me, I'm always get a bag. Like,
Yeah, you're always gonna kill it on money.
And I feel like money is something that will always be here. And like, I feel like you can always hustle to get something, even if it's not what I have. At least you're showing me the effort that you're working to get that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're putting that effort in, I feel like, okay, bet. Like,
yeah, but something that we get brought up on the show all the time is drive. If a guy has drive, y'all will stick with him.
It's more
But it's about, Yeah. But he has to have that drive. And the second that drive is gone, or like they're being lazy or anything like that, it shows like building a man just doesn't work for most women. And that's what happens. A lot of women play that build a man shit, and it ends up shooting them in the foot because he's not the right guy to be doing it with. But there are some men that if they got the drive, you're completely correct. And it's always about betting on them. It's you're gambling. And the thing is, like, I always tell women to gamble on the guys that are the electricians, the AC guys, like the HVAC guys, the plumbers, because those guys in 5 to 10 years, they're going to be making a fucking killing when they're journeymen. They're going to maybe start their own electrician business or something. Y'all, those are the guys that if you see driving one of those guys, fucking hold him down. He may be making 40K right now, but he's going to be fucking killing it, and he's going to have a real job that's going to have tons of future. We're always going to need those guys. They're always going to be there, and there's less and less and less of them today than ever. So really, like, that's something that's really problem today is nobody prizes the blue collar guys, but they deserve it. They really do. What about you?
At this point, I might need a girlfriend because I can't compromise. Oh no, you can't make less. That's just, I have a lifestyle that I can afford.
Yeah.
And I want you to be able to afford the same things that I like, the same shit I like to do. Because if I'm picking you, we obviously doing something together. And if I want to go to STK and you can't afford, then you said you want to go to Texas Roadhouse.
That's a problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah,
I can't.
You will never get this. You will never get this.
That's one thing. I just don't think I can compromise on that. Like every guy I talk to, like has, for the most part, something going on, or I know for sure they're making what I make or more.
Yeah, so I'm actually gonna go back to something about that in just a second because you said that like you don't want to downgrade lifestyles, right? Don't let me forget that downgrade lifestyles. Let me check these super chats really quick, bro, so I can keep up with them tonight. We got Hombre of the House, $2. Like the video and you will get an Instagram blue check. Yes, it's that easy, guys. You get Instagram blue checks from liking my video. $2 again from Hombre. Height doesn't attract when we horizontal in bed. It doesn't mean nothing.
But you ain't gonna get me to the bed.
Hey.
Okay.
$2 from JR. Tall and broke or short and stable?
None of the above.
Tall, yeah. Let's try it really quick. Tall and broke or short and stable? You have to choose one of these two. Tall and broke or short and stable?
Short and stable. I'll close my eyes.
Okay. What about you? You gotta choose one.
Yeah, I'd say short.
Short and stable?
Short and stable.
Wow, we don't like broke guys over here.
Short and stable.
Short and stable.
We don't like broke guys over here. Yeah, okay. Let's go to the next one. We got $2 from JD. What do you bring to the table? They are the table, bro.
Okay.
We'll ask just really quick. What do you bring
What
to
do
the
I
table?
bring to the table?
Try to say like a quick answer for it.
Me?
Me?
I'm the prize.
She's the table. What about you?
Charisma.
Charisma. What about you?
I don't know. I feel like communication, just like
You
that
talk
person
closer if
to
you can.
just like kind of that person that just kind of holds you down, a great support system.
A therapist.
I was gonna say, what is a table? Support. It supports everything.
Yes.
So just a support. I honestly think that's one of the best.
Don't.
Hey, no, I'm saying I did that because it's like a good word to use.
It's important because
I'm not downplaying what you said at all. I actually think that's the best answer on the table. What about you?
Education, compassion, lovingness, good genes,
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, but no, like honestly, support is really big, and a lot of women don't understand that sometimes it is that simple as being the support. Like if he's really good at, it's called complementarianism. Like if I'm really good at making money, my girl's gonna be very good at cooking or cleaning or whatever the hell she's good at. There's certain, and here's the thing, the guy's sometimes the better cook. It's just about being complimentary. Like she needs to be good at whatever is the opposite, like whatever compliments him. You know.
we are here to make each other's life a little bit easier in any way that we can.
Exactly. Yes.
And behind every great man is an even greater woman.
Yeah, I agree with that one. But at the same time, kingdoms fall because of women too. So you got to be super careful which women you choose. $5 from Hombre of the House. Successful, attractive, faithful. Pick two for your man. The one you omit cannot be altered. If he is ugly, then he is hideous. Unsuccessful equals broke. Okay, so y'all have to pick one of these two: successful, attractive, or faithful. We're gonna start with you on this one. Successful, attractive, or faithful? Pick.
Successful and faithful, because I can always grow to be attracted to you.
Okay. What about you?
Ooh, I would definitely say the same thing.
Same thing. He can be ugly. He's hideous, actually. What about
I'm agreeing with that one.
y'all gonna have the beast, Beauty and the Beast over here? What about?
I say attractive and faithful because my pussy not getting wet if I'm not attracted to you.
Okay.
Think about somebody else.
What about you?
I'm gonna say faithful and successful because we can take you shopping, we can build you up, like build your wardrobe, like get your beauty regimen, but Yeah, faithful and successful.
Okay, so she was the only one that was different. You want the attractive guy, but he's gonna be broke.
I want pretty babies.
Yeah. Hey, no, I agree with that. I would want pretty babies too. $5 from Umbre of the house. I'll bet if JR takes this cash and buys a scratch off, he will hit at least $60. Ha ha, JR. That's an inside joke that y'all aren't gonna understand from last week's stuff. Zora's lost $2. By the time she's 30 plus, it's the man who's downgrading. That's pretty true, honestly. Oh yeah. All right. I don't know who he was talking to. He was probably talking to one of y'all specifically. But yeah, let's go back to what you had said earlier. You had brought up what did you just say? Oh, you don't want to downgrade your lifestyle. That's something I like to talk. This is something I like to talk about a lot. Would y'all downgrade lifestyle? So like right now, how much you go out to eat, all this stuff for the perfect man and the perfect family. So that means that y'all are gonna get married. Y'all are gonna have the white house, like the picket house, or the house with the picket fence, all the perfect shit. Like he's faithful, he makes good money, he does all that, but he's not about the lifestyle. Like y'all aren't gonna go out to restaurants all the time. You're not gonna be going on vacations every 2-3 vacations a year. Y'all are gonna do one family vacation a year. Like we're talking downgrading your lifestyle to have that family and children that your mother and your grandmother and everybody else had. Would you do it?
I think I definitely would, because for me, it's not about where you go. It's about who you're with. So if I have that love, that support, that companionship, we can have the best time just at home, just together in our own company. We don't have to travel the world. So
okay,
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
You would downgrade for the lifestyle, or you downgrade lifestyle for the perfect man.
For
We're always gonna say,
man,
yeah, he has to be perfect though. Yeah, 6'5", 6'6". Yeah, he's perfect. I'm telling you. What about you?
For the perfect man, I would downgrade lifestyle.
You would downgrade lifestyle. What about you?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll compromise.
You'll compromise.
I'm not downgrading. I like what I like, and that's what I tell people from the jump. Like, if I want to go out to eat, if I want to go out of town, if I want to buy something, I'm gonna want to do it.
Yeah.
Like, so if I don't buy this bag this week, I'm gonna buy it next week.
Yeah,
take it.
Yeah, that's just how you are. It's what you want. Yeah. So let me kind of go into the next another thing that you kind of said that I like to trigger people about. So girls trips, ladies, how often are y'all going on girls trips? Is this something that y'all do, like 2 times a year, 3 times a year, once a year? Like how often is girls trips right now for y'all?
I'm planning one right now.
Planning one?
I'm going on at least 3 a year.
3 a year? What about you?
Yeah, I got 2.
You got 2?
Year, but yeah.
Bruh. What about you?
Girls trips? None. Trips? Yes.
Okay. What about you?
Definitely 3.
3?
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
I give it about 3.
About 3 a year?
Like 3 or 4.
That's like the average. A lot of women are going for the 3 a year thing.
I need to hang out with y'all.
Now,
girls trips, hold on.
Now,
girl, it's fun.
Let's go. Miami for my birthday.
Hey,
Period.
chat. She has a man.
New York in April.
She has a really good man, and she's trying to ruin this relationship right now. Don't you listen to these single ladies. The worst thing you could do as a woman in a good relationship is hang out with a bunch of single women doing single women things.
That ain't true.
Yes,
that ain't
yes.
True.
So
we can still hold you accountable for everything you're doing. We'll still put you in like good situations. That way you're not gonna compromise your relationship.
Absolutely.
We're still gonna have fun though while we're doing it.
So
I'm not gonna let you go home with a guy you met at the club when I know you got this good man at home.
Well, here's the thing.
I might go with him.
Like, well, here's the thing. Like, you could say that, but like, I have nothing but best friends that are girls. Like, nothing. Like, literally, my entire dating course is based off teaching men to be friends with women because that makes you look safer for other women to like want to date you. And but like, I really take friendships with women very seriously, and some of my best friends have straight up told me the truth. Like, some shit does happen on fucking girls trips. Like, sometimes some women will do certain things and their homegirl isn't going to tell on them. So the thing is, like, you're right. Like most of the time it's not going to happen, or you might be a good friend that you would never fucking let your homegirl do that. Like, you would go tell on her immediately. But most girls, they don't, like, their homegirls are, if they're just living in the moment, they're not going to just go rat on them and ruin their marriage. Like,
now,
that's a bitch move, you know? That's what I'm saying.
But
I know. Yeah, and I usually ask the girls, the panels, that same question: would you snitch on your homegirl? And every time it's no.
No.
Yeah, like, so you could say that, like, you would never let her do that, but even if she acts it, you're not going to control your homegirl either. You're not going to sit there and force her to do anything either. So if something happened, you're not going to tell on her.
I'm not going to tell on her, but also, like, if she's doing some shit, I know she ain't got no business, she got a good man at home, I'm going to tell her, like, don't forget you got that man at home that's doing you right. Now, if I know he on some bullshit, and I know he ain't acting right at home, and I know he be cheating and shit like that, girl, do what the fuck you want to do, because he doing what the fuck he want to do.
Yeah. Well, so here's the thing though. Like, we were kind of going back to like that. You were saying like those guys that want, like, they make all the choices. They're like, oh, you got to do this and blah, blah, blah. But those are those top guys, right? Like, not every guy's able to talk like that to a woman. Most guys are lucky to get pussy. So the guys that, no, seriously, 33% of men aren't getting pussy right now between the ages 18 and 30. And like, most of them aren't in relationships either. The guys from 18 to 30, only 30% of them are in relationships. Most of the guys are single and they're not getting pussy or nothing like that. So those top guys, though, they get to make certain demands, like you're talking about, like the going out on girls trips and shit like that. They'll be like, I don't want a girl that does shit like that, you know. So, and a lot of women would be like, I'm not gonna do that. Like, I want to have my girls trips. But y'all gotta understand, like, if he's the guy who puts the ring on your finger, if he's the high value man that all the girls are chasing, he gets to make those demands. He gets to say, I don't take girls who are go on girls trips. A perfect example is that, see, y'all would, it's a boundary. It's not that y'all are going to be in the relationship and 6 months in, he's going to be like, hey, you can't go on that girls trip like that you're playing with your friends. Like, no. Well, the way it works is he's not even going to make you a girlfriend. He's going to say, if you want to come into the boundary of being my girlfriend, no more girls trips, no more girls nights out, no more, no more Instagram, a bunch of guys on your Instagram DM you, none of that shit. And if you don't want to be with it, then don't be with me. And so those guys that are super valuable, they can do that. Not every man can do that, though.
Okay. Let me start by saying,
yeah,
I'm okay with not being with somebody that doesn't want to allow me to have that time with my friends.
Mhm.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But also, like, and even in a relationship, we have separate lives still. And I still want to hang out with my friends. And I need my man to trust me and know that I'm about him.
See, this is like all new age, like foreign shit to me, because I came from two very strong families. Like, my parents divorced when I was 5, but they both remarried pretty quickly. My mother, my stepmother, they weren't going on girls trips. They didn't go on girls nights out. They didn't have a bunch of guys hitting them up through Facebook even the last decade. Like, y'all gotta understand, this is all very new age shit that came from broken families. A lot of people who had a broken father and mother, or already came from a single parent household, who saw a mother always going out, always going on girls trip, to y'all, or to certain people who saw it like that, that is normal to them. But to a lot of other people who grew up in very, very strong parent households, there was none of that toxic garbage, like none of it at all. And we didn't have to worry about any of those type of issues, you know, that come with it. The thing is, whenever you want to do that shit in your relationship, that's fine. But everything comes at a cost. You can't have your cake and eat it too. That's just that's how the world works.
Because
I dated a guy, the same thing. He wanted to go on guys trips. He went to Vegas and all this stuff.
And that's fine. But so I would argue that, like, that guy, like, are you still with him?
I'm with my guy, and he goes on guys trips. He just got back from New Orleans.
Yeah, he's way older though. So, but yeah,
But he
so
still does guys trips, and he has friends that are single and that are young and that are cheap.
City boy! City boy! Well, the big thing is, so, like, I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm going on guys trips all the time. So my girl doesn't go on girls trips, but I'm not going on guys trips. I'm not going and doing shit. If we want to go do anything, we do it together. Just like how my family was my entire life. So if my mom and my dad wanted to go do anything, it was with the family. Like,
so
it's very normal.
With your girl going to celebrate whatever birthday.
I have a problem with somebody disrespecting me, because the thing is, I have a boundary. Mm-hmm. Now, if she ever wants to cross that boundary, she is more than welcome to. She's out of the relationship. You got to understand, there's certain guys that make the rules in the relationship, and women will do what it takes to get the ring from those guys. They will do what it takes. There's certain men, though, out here, 90% of men, I'd argue, that don't give a fuck. There's tons of them out here, but they're short, but they're broke, but they're losers. That's the thing. The guys who actually get girls, they're gonna have standards that the guys who don't get girls don't. The guys who don't get girls, they can't make this standard. They can't say you can't go on girls trip. He already fights to get pussy. How the fuck is he gonna tell you can't go on a girls trip? He can't. Yeah.
So I feel like just kind of like what you're saying, like I understand, like for certain people, like for certain men, it's like, oh, I don't like you to wear this, I don't like you to go there, I don't like you to do that. And the other hand, there's men that literally celebrate how beautiful their girlfriends are.
I'm not against the wearing thing. That's something that is an extremely insecure simp thing for a guy to be like, you can't wear these things. No, that's stupid. Like my girl can always look the hottest, especially when she's next to me. I want her to look as bad as possible.
But there will be guys who will literally say that, who will be like,
yeah, those guys are losers. I'm telling you right now, those guys are fucking losers. Like, he is actually scared of losing his girl then, and that's really sad.
But because I feel like what you're saying is like, oh, this is your perfect guy, you want a ring, because you're making it sound like the ring is like handcuffs. You know
no, what I'm saying is that he has the leverage. Since he puts the ring on your finger, and y'all at the end of the day want marriage, if some of y'all, I'm not saying all y'all do, some of y'all may not even want marriage, some of y'all may not even want a relationship, some of y'all may never even want kids, but the ones that do, if you're a woman that truly wants those things, the man has the leverage. Because for you to get those things, he has to put the seed in you. He has to put the ring on your finger. He has to make all those very hardcore decisions. So like that's why he's the one with the leverage. Yeah.
So what if you're, doing girls trips and things before you got into this relationship, you're dressing a type of way and he still decides he wants to date you, be with you, and it's like, I've been doing this. You could have left me alone.
He's supposed to have a boundary. So he should have said from the very start, like the very beginning, he would have said, look, you did all that shit in your past. You're not doing it anymore if you want to be with me. Now, if you don't want to be with me, fine. Like, go on your girls' trips. Like, the thing is, I totally think that if you're single, go do the single shit. Go on the trips. Go on your girls. If y'all want to go and have girls' nights out, fucking do it when you're single every fucking 3 nights. Like, whatever. Like, go as much as you want. But when you get in a relationship with somebody who you really care about and you want to save money with, here's the thing also. Y'all want to spend money going and doing, don't get me wrong, I know y'all don't have to spend a lot of money when y'all go to do certain things because men will pay a lot. But every dollar you spend right now is $7 in 30 years from now. And we're going to have the biggest crisis of people who are not going to be ready for retirement. You know how many people aren't maxing their 401ks at $20,000 a year right now? Aren't maxing their HSAs at $3,500? Aren't maxing their IRA on top of it at $6,000? You have to actually max out your 401k right now at $20K just to be able to have $6 million in 30 years. And that's how much we're going to need to retire compared to our parents retiring right now with $2 million or 1.5. There's different rates that you're going to need to retire with for each generation. Most of our generation is not going to have that 6 mil. They're not. And so when you want to go out and on these girls' trips, when you want to go do these things and focus on having fun and hedonism and doing these things with your girls instead of your family, generational wealth, I'm not about that. And this is the problem today. Is so many people living in the moment that y'all.
I'm going to say this.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm young. I'm meant to do the shit that I'm meant to do right now. If I'm going to take that girl's trip, I'm going to take that girl's trip. So, if I'm not meant to be with that man, I ain't meant to be with that man, because there's going to be a man that comes along that's going to accept me with these girls' trips, with these friends, doing the shit that I've been doing with whatever money I got in my pocket. Right. It don't matter what I do now. Yeah. Yes, it affects my future, but what I do now is setting me up for my future. So this is another issue that we see all the time. I'll be done with it by then.
Well, y'all have this mentality of, I'm going to find this guy. It doesn't matter because and I know why you have this mentality, because if I were you, I would have the same mentality. If I could get on Tinder right now, if I could fucking instantly get attention from men or dick or whatever, from anybody, I would have the exact same mentality as you, that I don't give a fuck what men think, and I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want for as long as I want, and some simp is going to pull up at 35 or 40, and he's still going to take care of my ass. But guess what? That is not the reality of the world. The reality of the world is men are worth nothing at 18, but then we become worth a lot at 30, 35, because we have to work hard to get up to our point. The reality is women are worth a fuck ton at 18. Y'all get all y'all's value. You are self-made millionaires at 18 years old because of your beauty. Your beauty and your youth is everything to men, especially men that are valuable, especially men that are choosing. And those are the guys that y'all want. Those are the guys that end up stigmatizing you usually. So the thing is, y'all could say that you don't care, but you're going to be in a whole different mindset at 30, 35, 40. There's something called the wall that women hit. I don't know when y'all are going to hit it. I have no idea when it is. It's a mental thing for each woman individually. And when you hit it, you're going to realize that you don't get the same men that you got when you were 20. And you're going to be like, damn, I'm not getting DM'd like I was. I'm not getting the attention like I was. This is whack. This is not how I was fucking 10 years ago. And when that happens, it's a wake up call. I go to the fucking, I go on TikTok almost every day to the dating over 30 and dating over 40 to hashtag. And the women on there crying their eyes out because they fucking waited too long, or they listened to feminism, or they listened to some bullshit. Even Jennifer Aniston was just crying a couple months ago about this. She couldn't even freeze her eggs because she waited too long. Like, y'all got to understand that society wants y'all single. They want y'all to stay stuck single because they make way more money off of you. Going on trips, buying makeup, doing all this type of shit instead of buying a house and generational wealth. They want y'all to stay single. Trust me. Trust me.
Let me ask
this world profits like crazy.
Who's to say I'm not working on my generational wealth right now?
Facts.
While I'm young, while I'm still single?
Not in the process.
I don't own a house.
Just because I don't have a man beside me that's gonna sit up here and pay for all my bills, I can handle the generational wealth on my own. I literally have my own shit going on my own. So why is it that I can't build a generational wealth and still go on those trips? I just don't.
I was just explaining the leverage thing. If you don't want to get married, if you don't want kids, if you don't want a relationship, girl, do you.
I do. I
There's
want all those things.
Well, I'm just explaining to you, it's going to be harder to get them then. That's it. That's all I'm saying. And you might disagree and say, I don't think it's going to be harder, but we'll see in 10 years. We'll see who's right. You know,
That's
like
fine.
I'm not, I like it's just like a big we'll see.
Can we go-
I'm always betting on the future. That's all. The only reason why I'm successful today is I'm very good at predicting shit. Very good. I've made a lot of money off the stock market and all types of other business that was all based off prediction. So yeah, this is what I do. What's up?
Can we go back to the age thing where you said, you know, like you waited too long? I feel like this is me personally. I'm the type of person tomorrow's not promised for none of us.
Mhm.
Like the world can literally end in 10 years.
Mhm.
So at 25, if I want to live my life to the fullest, if I want to go out to do a girl trip, go live my life to the fullest as a single woman, you know, I feel like as men, like, you know, like you said, like for men, y'all have to work up. For us, because at 18, I was still getting bullied at 18. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't a millionaire. I wasn't, you know, I had to work.
I'm just saying you have your youth, which we value a lot, which men value.
What about Angela Bassett?
I'm just. I'm just telling you just straight up just how men think. Like that's all I'm saying. Like a lot, like I said, most of the time women don't care about what men think. Why? If I were you, I would not give a fuck. I wouldn't, because the only guys who you give a fuck about are 10% of them. But 90%, like I said, are beta simp cucks, and they don't give a fuck. You can go on your girls' trips, y'all can go do all that shit, and they won't care at all. And there's tons of them. Y'all can be with. There's tons of those guys. You can be with as many as you want.
See, my boyfriend doesn't trip about girls' trips. It's just I don't have girls for those trips.
Yeah.
So he doesn't care about.
Well, like, and the thing is, like, birds of a feather flock together. So if you want to sit there and hang out with, if you're a girl in a relationship and all your girlfriends are single, it's like, why would you go? Why would you even want to put yourself in that situation? And the thing is, you may not. Huh? What if none of them are single?
Yeah.
I mean that. Yeah, that's fine.
We're
but I'm
going
still
on.
saying though,
None
I
of
still
us are
wouldn't.
single.
I still wouldn't trust. The thing is, like, like you could say that things don't happen, but if you're in Cancun, the foam can party, fucking hot dude over there, he was hot, I was drunk, fucking one thing led to another. Shit happens. Like, I don't care what anybody says. 14 days after your period, you're horny. You're horny. You're feeling it. Like, this is a science. We can literally find a week. Like, there's tons of studies that show this type of shit. We can see how women are very naturally kind of do like sex sometimes. There's nothing wrong with this. Y'all can enjoy sex. But the problem is whenever we want to lie about it and we want to say, the thing is, there's lots of marriages where there's a beta bucks, a guy who pays for everything, and they're looking for an alpha to fuck. They're looking for a guy that they really like to fuck, but they're with the beta guy because he pays for everything. Y'all would love to be with a guy that you can get everything from. You can get sex, money, energy, attention, and time from. But you usually have to choose one guy that you can get the sex from because he's good sex, and he won't give you the money, energy, attention, time. So you go find that from all the simps. That's why I always ask ladies on this show, you have a roster? Does anybody have a roster of men right now?
Yep.
You do?
Yep.
How many of them are you fucking?
One.
Exactly. That's how a roster is for a woman. Y'all have one guy you fuck, and then you have another guy who will take you to dinner, another guy who might send you money, a guy that you text, a guy that you might call. You have a roster of guys, but you all only want to fuck one guy at a time. Women are all like this, whereas a guy is the opposite.
Every time.
Women want quality, men want quantity. So y'all want the best quality y'all can get, and that's just how it is.
I'd rather have no sex than bad sex.
Facts.
And that's good.
I honestly,
yeah, I would encourage those type of things. And like the thing is, if you do that, you won't be dickmatized, and you'll find the right guy. Possibly, I don't know. It's also about where you put yourself. Like, we like to encourage women to go to networking events. Like Sika, the guy who was here earlier, we take a lot of women to networking events, to political events, to stuff like that, because that's how y'all are gonna go meet guys that are on their purpose. On their shit, you know.
I agree.
And then also, y'all all have really good careers and shit, so y'all aren't gonna do this. But we also like to tell women, go work under the guy that you want to be with. If you want to be with a doctor, then you should find a career that is under doctors. Or if you want to be with a lawyer one day, work under a career that goes into the lawyer field, works under them somehow or something. But y'all all have really good careers, so y'all wouldn't do anything like that. Let me check out those super chats, bro, really quick. Oh, ladies, I got to give y'all one thing really quick that I was proud of. Whenever I said that I was against the girl strips thing, y'all did something that never happens on this show. It's never happened once. Every time I've talked about this, I always get met with shaming language. You're insecure. You're this. And that's shaming language. That's like me shaming y'all for saying you wanted a tall guy.
That's what
you know, like it's a preference. Yes.
Yeah.
So props to y'all, because most of the time at this table, it's instantly met with shaming language when a guy says what he prefers. So if y'all keep that energy all the time, y'all are some really good people, honestly, because I don't see that often. $2 from JR. Finally got my $60. ASPCA got it now, though. Oh, fuck ASPCA. Why did you go to ASPCA, bro? $10 from Ombre of the House. Could you accept being a wife without any wedding? No celebration, no court involvement, no state involvement. Which matter more, to be a wife for life or a wedding for one day?
That's not a wife.
Hello.
Huh.
That
Wait,
is
if you
not
don't
a-
get like you're saying, if there's not a wedding, you're
So,
I can go without like a ceremony
I
or
can
like
go without the ceremony,
But
I
or
want it on
whatever,
paper.
But
Yeah,
like
so-
not on paper, that's not a wife.
Yeah, so like
What if
what
something happens to you?
So-
Then what? What do I get?
All right, so like what he's trying to kind of say is, like the reason why a lot of guys don't want to get married today, ladies, is because of the court involvement. 80%, 70 to 80% of divorces are started by women. 90% if they're college educated. So because of that, guys are super. It gives women the incentive to want to divorce after you get married to somebody, and you can take half their wealth.
You don't
You
go
know.
into a wedding planning the divorce, though.
Well, yeah,
Right.
but so the reason why he's
The
asking
marriage.
though is because there's a
Not
lot of
usually
guys
anyway.
today that are very happy to get married, but they just want the contract taken out, or they want a prenup where they get to decide, how it's going to be arranged after a breakup, And but so like that's the real reason. And also another reason why he's bringing this up is because when we ask around the table, do you want to be married or do you want a wedding? Sometimes there's a little bit of debate between the women that are you really doing this because you just want the fancy pictures and you want the party and you want all this, or are you doing this because you truly want to be married to this man for the next 30, 40 years? So that's why we're kind of asking this question. Like, do you want the wedding and do you want the certificate just because it's a backup plan and
I
stuff?
actually want to be married. Like the wedding is like the least of my worries. The wedding
Okay.
to me is a party. So if we want to have that party, we can have that party
We
like
can have that
10
A year or
years,
2
anytime.
years, yeah.
2 years down the road. But like I want the actual
You want the certificate.
certificate, like the I love you. I want to be with you. This is the person I want.
Would you be okay with the prenup?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. What about you?
Oh,
You
I'm
wouldn't?
down for the backyard barbecue
I just-
wedding,
I
the
got things to
ratchetness,
say.
You down
everyone
to the
having
cheap
fun
shit?
together. Yeah, because I feel like for me personally, like
talk a
people
little
who
closer,
spend
yeah.
I'm sorry, people who spend all this money on one day. Imagine you having an intimate, close wedding with your closest people. Y'all having a great
Mhm.
time, and then you and your person that you're gonna be with forever. Y'all spend that money. Y'all invest that money. Y'all go on trips. Y'all do something better with that money.
I
Because one
agree.
day to show off, this is not worth a lifetime of being.
I
with
completely agree. Yeah, y'all, like a lot of
I
people
agree.
are spending 20, 30 grand on their weddings. That's a house. Literally, that's a house
Literally.
down
That's a
payment.
house down
What about
payment.
you?
I don't have to have the big wedding. I'm okay with going to the court and getting married. I want the paperwork though,
Okay.
and I'm okay with a prenup.
Okay. What about you?
I'm okay with a small, intimate setting, but I do want like a little bit of a celebration for our union. I think that's important.
Yeah.
Just for it to be acknowledged, just as we acknowledge like even smaller things like
Yeah.
birthdays. Let's acknowledge it.
Yeah.
But as far as a prenup goes, I mean, okay, sure, let's talk about it.
Yeah.
But we need to agree. We both need to agree on these terms because I'm gonna make money too.
Yeah. Yeah, and prenups
So,
aren't
it's not just
prenups
gonna be
aren't
their
bad, and
money.
prenups are actually biblical if you really look into it. Like prenups are a very good thing, and like everybody gets really scared when they hear it, but it's just making it to where the judge doesn't decide things.
Right.
All the prenup is that we're deciding beforehand that you're going to get this house or you're going to get this, and when we go to the judge, that motherfucker's not going to be like, it's what I say. It's going to be what the fuck the paper said, and that's it.
I agree.
There's nothing wrong with
And
that.
I always think
Absolutely.
a prenup can be changed over time.
Yeah, it
That
can.
and
You can
let's
do a
talk
post
about
nup.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
You can do a post nup. What about you?
Let's talk about it.
If I choose between being a wife or having a wedding, I'd pick being a wife. But I feel like I want that commitment on paper, that buy-in, like we're committed to each other.
Mhm.
And I feel like for a prenup, I'd rather decide that when we're both on good terms, like at the beginning, like before we get married, rather
Yeah.
than trying to hash it out when we're already on bad terms, trying to
Oh,
get
yeah.
divorced. Like I'm with prenups, but let's discuss it.
Yeah,
together.
months before. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What was the next one, man? We got $5 from Vigornami by Rod Eric. Fellas, let's build joint Discord. DM me for the link at RodXEric. DM him, guys, on Instagram. $5 from Alex. What's up, bro? I don't care what no one say, but if she got a roster, then the world is doomed.
No, it's not.
Does he
No,
have
it's
a
not.
roster?
Alex, do you got a roster? I no, he definitely does. I actually know him very well. He
I
What's
said,
he-
I
what's he
can
talking
look
about?
at him.
I should be
He's
able to, I
say-
think I look at it as like I can fuck one person and be able to date multiple.
Yeah, well, that's why I was trying to explain what a
Mm.
roster is to a woman. It's not the same as like what a roster is to a man. A roster for a man is you're legitimately fucking those 6 girls on your bench. Like that's just how it is, and that's all you're getting. That's all they're getting. You're not even taking them on dinner or anything. Is that it for them? Yeah. Next, I want to dive a little deeper on the boundary thing. What, like, is there a certain caliber of guy that you would do the boundary for? Like if he was like no more girls trips, like what is like a high income, like what is it that you would be like, you know what, daddy, I'll do whatever you say, is there a certain like higher income that like, you know what, fuck it, I'll do it, man, whatever.
A couple million.
A couple
It's gonna
million?
take a lot.
It'd
Like
take a lot.
realistically.
A real ass fucking hustler, like
There
hardcore
we
as
go.
fuck. Okay, what about you?
I don't think any amount of money in the world would make me like move my morals, my standards, like things that make me happy. Happiness is worth more than money.
I
Okay.
agree.
What about you?
Not a height or income, but if it could be something we could talk about, maybe compromise on it.
Okay. What about you?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely a conversation. I wouldn't say that it's a certain amount of like income that could like make me move. The fact that I like to hang out with my girls, my girlfriends are real important to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it's income that would like
Mm-hmm.
make me change that. I don't see myself being happy in a situation where I feel like I'm being really controlled.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings me back to, the first thing I said, where I'm willing to take, less money if it means that we are happy.
Yeah. No, I got you. What about you?
For me, I feel like we need to be able to trust each other. Like, I don't want you controlling me, controlling what I do, controlling my life. Like, we have our time together, but we also have our time apart with our different friend groups. So I don't feel like I'd be able to compromise on a man who's just trying to control my life for any amount of money.
This always goes back to people choosing their friends over family. And like, this is what really bothers me sometimes, because it's so different from me. It's so different from what I experienced growing up. And the thing is, whenever y'all are 60, 70 years old and maybe on your deathbed or something like that, the thing that's going to make you, like, y'all are all talking about being happy right now. Like, your girlfriends make you happy. Doing these things with them makes you happy. But what's really going to make you happy in 20, 30, 40 years is going to be seeing a bunch of kids, having grandchildren, having, a big family reunion, and seeing 30 children that came because of your womb. Like that is what happiness is. And like, the thing is, life is a roller coaster, okay? It's constantly up and down. There's happy, there's sad. There's no such thing as a constant happiness just because of your friends or anything like that. Okay? And this bothers me, like I said, because I've never chosen my friends over a relationship. And I've had amazing friendships. I have some amazing friendships, but I would never choose them over the person that I sleep next to every night, that I'm going to make generational wealth with, that I'm having my home with, that I'm literally having children with. This is a very new thing from the 21st century, and because of social media, because everybody's spending so much time with their friends, that we think friends are more important than family. And it's really crazy to me, because, like I said, in my life, my parents, everything that I saw growing up, it was all family first and friends completely second. Completely. Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna ask something too after you.
Maybe the ladies were saying that for a boyfriend they won't change, because if you and the boyfriend don't work out, you still got your girl.
I agree with you.
But
yeah,
maybe for
completely.
their husband,
yeah,
that's who you're.
And yeah, I agree with y'all. There's a lot. Change. I always like to talk about something too. 90% of guys, like, we like to talk about like those top 10% of guys. I actually believe 90% of guys ain't shit today. I think they ain't shit. They're broke. They're immature. They're fucking emotionally like just not there because of what society's telling them and shit. It's really bad. Like, y'all got very slim pickings of good men out here. So yeah, I totally, agree with you that there's not enough guys to even want to do this type of shit for. And if there was a perfect man, it's like he's probably a man whore or something, Yeah. Who else wanted to say something? Did you?
I did.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, I would never say like friendships are more important than the family that you make, but sometimes those friends can be like that, like release, like from whatever is going on at home, whatever stresses you may have, just just kind of break away for just a second.
Mm-hmm.
And I know successful couples, obviously older than me,
Mm-hmm.
that still have that. Like my godparents, they've been together since they were in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And my godmother still goes out with her friends, my mom and her other friends from high school.
Mm-hmm.
So I've seen successful relationships still have that separation. Okay, this is a part of my life that their significant other is not in, because of that sense of individuality.
Mm-hmm.
Can I ask you a question?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not disagreeing with you. Do you feel like, going to your friends to vent when you could talk about those problems with your man?
I
Do you
wasn't
feel like,
saying that.
oh, okay,
You
I'm sorry.
never go to your friends or people that care
Mhm.
about you with
True, yeah.
problems in your relationships
Okay.
because while you may forgive your significant other,
They don't.
your friends and the people that love you and care about you will not.
Very
That is
true.
not what I was saying.
Okay.
I was just saying like maybe something like comedic relief. Maybe your friends are making you laugh at a moment that your partner is not, because everything is
Okay.
not like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? So you would rather like, you know, them go to hang out with their friends or whatever
Mhm.
than them having whatever problems are festering inside them.
Like, here's the thing. I would totally encourage it more if it wasn't for a couple of different things. First off, it's because most people, they will prioritize one or the other. So, like, you might have a girlfriend and she's literally just not prioritizing you. Like, it's always the friends. Like, it's always them first. It's always, you know, well, the girls want to go do this. You know, so it's about priorities. If you're prioritizing your man, that's good. And then another thing, though, say this was 50 years ago or something. We live in a different world today. Now, society is so fucked up and twisted and hedonism, and so many people are so, like I said, I only think, I've been saying this for a decade, I only think 10% of people are good. So I totally think that my girl could possibly find some really good girlfriends, but a majority of women out here are fucked up. They treat their men like, even the girls in relationships, some of the girls in relationships, they treat their men like shit. Or they're not, like, they're in broken relationships. You gotta also think there's a lot of people in relationships, but how many of those relationships are extremely broken, are extremely where the woman is just like treating the man like shit and stuff, and then she goes and encourages her homegirls to do that type of stuff. You know, you gotta just, you are who you're around. Birds of a feather flock together. So the biggest thing is just, I just gotta make sure that she's not like, if you had a really good man who really cared about you, really fucking cared about you, and he said, you know what, I don't like that girl that you're hanging out with. I really don't. Like, there's something, like, some of the things that she says, some of the things she does, I don't want you to talk to her anymore. I don't want you to be around her anymore. I think if you really respect that man and you really, like, trust him and his intuition and stuff, you would do it.
Do you think it goes the same way though?
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. You got to
Okay.
remember, everything that I'm saying is all very equal. Like,
Okay.
with my girl, she doesn't go out on girls' night. I don't go out on guys' nights.
Okay.
Like, it's equal. Like, it's very, like, once again, I just like to spend time with my best friend. And a lot of
Mhm.
people don't have a partner that's their best friend anymore. They
Mhm.
like to have somebody that's like just their fuck buddy kind of, or something. It's like very weird to me because, like I said, I come, like, my parents are extremely, like, tight with their spouse, extremely tight. So that's what's normal to me. That's just what I'm used to.
Can I ask something?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, as someone, like, I did not have that growing up. Like, my family was like a broken home, everything. And going back to like picking your friends over your relationship, I feel like, because we're all older now, like we're all in our 20s, 30s, you know. So I feel like you said, everything was beautiful. Like, the people who you surround yourself with are who you become,
Mhm.
you know. And I feel like, you know, at the age I am now, like my very small circle, you know,
Yeah.
like there are people who, you know, like, because like I've been single for 3 years, so I don't know, like, if you were to ask me right now if I would pick my friends over a guy, I wouldn't be able to answer that because it's been so long.
You spent 3 years with them.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And wait, sorry, I don't remember what we were talking about right before that, but you have brought up a good point. Oh, okay, so you said that your girl is your best friend. So do you guys, like, do y'all have friends that y'all hang out with, or is it just y'all?
Yeah, I mean, I have a group of guys that I can go hang out with if I want to. She has, like, her sister and her family that she goes hang out with, but she had a girlfriend and she just moved away. Like, so, like, yeah, but there's, like I said, there's just not a lot of good people out here. Like, she had a really good friend that was a really good girl, but there's not that many women out here that are like that.
But do you think spending the majority, if not all of your time with your significant other, that doesn't cause issues in your relationship?
No, because people do it incorrectly. The problem is when somebody, like, spends too much time with their spouse, it's because they're literally up their ass. So, like, we might live together, but I'm in my office working, she's crocheting in the room doing her thing. Like, we're not up each other's ass. And that's the problem, is, like, people get annoyed whenever you're sitting there arguing all day or you're doing stuff together all day. And, like, I actually have, like, a business and stuff, so I spend a lot of my time at home. Like, if we both had a job, it'd be like we're working together because we're both together all the fucking time. You would think that we fucking would be so annoyed of each other and hate each other. But I have 2 parents that I saw do that, and they didn't hate each other. It's something like, yeah, like I said, this is all just kind of new age. Like, everybody else, like, here's the thing: if you've been single for 3 years and your friends are a big deal to you because you've been single for 3 years,
that's not why they're a big deal.
yeah, but I'm just giving an example though. Because of that, though, you're more likely to have a harder time getting relationships. So, like, since society has kind of flopped to that, because before 20, 30 years ago, you were getting into a serious relationship at 20, 21, and like you were so interconnected with your friends now because of social media and all this stuff. Back then, you only saw your friend if you were going to do something with them or something like that. So the interconnectedness with the relationship with your partner was way stronger than it was with friends. But we have all these people that are perpetually single now. There's so many girls that aren't getting into relationships because they might get stigmatized, or they might like they just like being single, or they just like dating or something like that, you know. So this is becoming a habit. And what's happening, we got tons of guys like all those guys that are incels I was telling you about, those 18 to 30 that aren't having sex. 30% of the guys, 1 in 3 that aren't having sex. What do you think they're doing? They're just sitting at their mom's house. Like, they're not doing a lot. Like, that's why they're fucking not getting pussy. Like, they're sitting in their mom's basement. They're sitting at Taco Bell. Like, they have nothing going for them. But so for y'all, it's like the opposite. You got all these guys coming to y'all. I always say that for guys, we have to go and talk to 10,000 girls to find our unicorn of a good girl. For y'all have to filter 10,000 guys, because you have all these DMs, all these people, guys come to you. So you have to filter 10,000 to find one good fucking guy. It sucks. It sucks. It's impossible. You're gonna lose. Everybody's gonna lose their mind doing that. It's not possible. Can y'all imagine what it's gonna be like in 10 years whenever we go to like all the psychiatrists and psychologists? Like, how many people are gonna be screwed up because of sleeping around, dating apps, and all this shit? It's about to get fucking wild, and we're not even gonna know how to solve all these issues. It's gonna be really crazy. Was there another question? No. I'm going to go ahead and get to the last part of the show. This is one of my favorite parts. So what I like to do is I'm going to give y'all a number that I think you are in a relationship. So, like, it's based kind of like how argumentative y'all were. You know, based off the things that you would see in a relationship that like would kind of piss you off, I guess you could say. And I'll just go ahead and say from the start, everybody here was very good, listened very well, did not interrupt, did not like. Everybody here was fucking perfect on a communication level. This is a fucking amazing table, like amazing table, guys. No, good job.
Is this rating out of 10?
Yeah, it's a so and here's the thing: a 5 is normal. A 5 is normal. Like I like to say, I am normal. I'm a 5 in a relationship. That's just self me saying what I am. But like 5 is normal. It's not a bad number. So don't get mad if I give you all a 5. Also, this is based off of my personal perspective. This is not all men. 90% of men are simp beta cucks, and they don't give a fuck about anything, and they'll fucking take any pussy they can get. So my thing might be a little bit mean because I have higher standards as a certain guy that makes a certain amount of money, and I'm a certain height. Sorry, that's just who I am. I'll start with you. And after I give y'all's number, y'all get to give me one. Like, I'll go around all y'all, and y'all get to give me a number back. I know y'all get to rate me as the dickhead that I am, and then y'all will tell me what y'all thought about the show too, if y'all want to come back and stuff. For you though, you did amazing. One of the only things that's a negative for you is only your age, honestly, and like that's just because, like I was saying, guys really look for youth, especially the top 10% guys. Like I said, 90% of beta cucks don't give a fuck. You will find an amazing guy, probably. I'm not saying that you won't. But once again, black don't crack, like always. You look good for probably till 35. I don't know when you're gonna hit the wall, but when you hit the wall, it's gonna be later than most women. So because of that, you get a high number, honestly. Like, you're like a 7, probably. You weren't very interruptive. You weren't arguing. Like, you listened. You had amazing communication. Like I said, the only negative is like your age. That's the only thing that keeps you from being an 8 or 9, honestly. For you, you did really good. Didn't interrupt. Ask questions very like you were willing to want to learn more. Like, you weren't just like gonna accept what I said. You had to figure out exactly why, and that's a really good thing. And you're willing to listen to the answer too, and you're not gonna just try to talk back. Yeah, you get like age again is like same factor for you, but like y'all look fine. So I would easily give you like a 7. Also, honestly, like y'all are both in really good positions to still all get down a really good fucking guy, in my opinion. For you, you're young as hell. You look young as hell. You look like you're fucking 19 or 20.
Mhm.
So that's gonna like put you up there. You're already in a relationship. I like to say that women that are already in a relationship can come on panel. You're doing something right. You're doing something really right. If a guy like locks you down completely, like completely locks you in, and if he's a good guy too, I don't know how good of a guy he is, but if he's a really good guy, you're doing something right. So I'm gonna automatically give you like a 9 or a 10 because you're in a relationship. You're young. You're beautiful. You didn't argue. You're willing to, you did everything perfect. So honestly, good job. For you, how old were you again?
25.
Okay. The only thing that hurts you, I'm just being honest with you, is how much you care about your career. And there's nothing wrong with that. I want you to keep doing that. You have to. You have no choice. You have to keep trying at that. But be prepared when you go on dates. Be prepared when you do certain things when you're trying to find your man. Don't intimidate him with it, because guys will get like intimidated. They will get emasculated by it. You don't want to sit there and brag about it or make it like the thing that you lead with. Like I'll take care of it. If you're too broke, I'll still lead. Try to fall into your femininity and try to be more submissive in that aspect, or supportive. And you might find a guy while still having your badass benefits. You know what I'm saying? And like, because I'm telling you, that might scare certain guys away. And then the guys that are the bad guys, they're fucking running towards you when you say that shit. They're like, oh, she'll take care of me. I'm about to take advantage of this shit.
Yes.
So you gotta be careful. I'm telling you, be super careful with those words. And even though you're proud of your career, I'm proud of you too. I'm proud of you. Be proud of your career, but keep it kind of selfishly if you can. Just because, like we were talking about earlier, men are the providers. Let them be it. Let him fucking feel like the provider. For you.
I didn't get a number.
Oh, I didn't give you a number. No, you're easily like, because you're young. You're easily like a 6, probably 6, 7. Yeah. But no, like everybody, like I said, everybody at this table has potential, like for real. For you, I don't know. Like you say, you really want marriage and you really want a relationship, but I just think it's gonna be harder. And it's just like you're not even that argumentative. You weren't like you didn't even interrupt me. Like we had a little bit back and forth, but the more that you're gonna get this number is mostly based on me. But like I said, there's 90% of men that are fucking great guys and they're gonna love you. So for me personally, you're like a 4 or a 5, but that's just me personally. It doesn't mean anything.
That's fine.
Yeah. But honestly, I think that like you having a career and all those things, it's gonna be better. But like what I told her, sometimes don't lead with it. Like maybe lead with being like very feminine and supportive and all this type of stuff. And that's just like the extra bonus is that you're a fucking boss ass woman too. Like don't lead with it. But yeah. We'll start on your side. You can give me a number back now of what you think I'm in a relationship, critique me, and then let me know what you thought about the show and if you would come back again.
I would probably give you a 2.
Damn.
Like,
That's not the worst I've got, guys. I'll take it.
I'm trying to be nice, but yeah, your personality is very jarring, not amenable. You're very argumentative. You like to talk a lot. You basically, the reason why we were all so nice during this is because you yelled at us right before to stay quiet, don't interrupt, let you talk, basically. So it's a no for me. So I'm going to give you like a 2, maybe a 1. Next.
What did you think about the show?
The show's good. I like listening to the ladies
You
talk.
like the girls?
I like
Yeah.
listening to them. Like it's your show. I get it, but you have different women on every time. So hear our opinions more. So I liked when you went around and asked us one by one, and when we got to hear each other talk.
Well, you gotta understand, I am the host of this show.
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
my show.
Yes.
So, and the whole point of my show is to do certain things, and I did those things tonight. So, I'm sorry that you did not like my show, but it wasn't for you. It was for my audience. But yeah, thank you so much. If you're hurt, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Wow. I'll probably give you like a 3, 4. I
Thank
say
you.
4 just because like you are clearly a provider and a man is supposed to be that, but also you kind of give controlling as well. As she said, like you
Is it controlling if somebody has a boundary?
you have an agenda clearly, and you kind of have a certain opinion, and it shows.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, this is the problem with the world today. Everybody likes to hear these statistics or hear these things and be like, "Fuck that! I don't believe in that." And like a lot of people do have that type of attitude, though. Like, I don't like these things and I don't want to hear it. But reality is reality. Reality is sexist. We all got to fucking accept it. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's
There's
cool,
nothing wrong
and a
with
lot of what you said I agreed with, but
Yeah.
also like, again, you said, okay, so this is very today.
Mhm.
This is where we are in today.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, but for us to get to today, we had to go through all of history genetically. We are just monkeys at the end of the day. We're 99% chimpanzees. We are animals. And that's the whole point of what I prove and what I show on here is that we are animals at the end of the day. Women have sexual drives. Men have sexual drives.
Sure.
We act certain ways, and this is why, because we're animals, you know. And how do we fix it? By using religion, by using marriage, by using these certain things that we've been using for 2,000 years that help us to do it successfully.
I got a
Go
quick
ahead.
question though. Can we change our mindsets and our thought process to today instead of 20 or 30 years ago? Because it seems like you're kind of stuck in that 20 or 30 years ago instead of today.
It's about being successful and being right. And the thing is, if the
Are you
Bible,
right?
if the Bible was made tons of successful marriages, if the Bible is correct about tons of things, which I don't know who wants to disagree at this table that the Bible is wrong about a lot. If y'all think that way, I think you should read it and actually see what's in it, because you'd be very surprised that it's very accurate, even about very much today. We're just living in a modern day Sodom and Gomorrah. There is no difference between today and fucking 2,000, 3,000 years ago. We're still just as much as animals as we are back then. So yeah, you can learn things from years ago and they still affect today very much. There's a reason why we still listen to philosophers from fucking 2,000 years ago and from 500 years ago, 1,600 years ago. You could still be fucking intelligent back then. You weren't stupid just because you were born in fucking 600 AD.
That's true. I just want you to put things in the perspective of today. Like I said, you like to leave things 20
I
or 30
like
years ago.
solutions.
So it seems like you need to be
We are
20 or 30 years
here
older.
today.
Well, like I said,
Hello.
I like to bet on things, and I'm very successful in my life because of my ability to bet on the
Well, I
future.
love that for you.
But that's why I like to help other people bet on their future. Here's the thing. I do this show, ladies, because I really give a fuck about women. I have a daughter.
I can't tell. Sorry, I just can't
I know.
tell.
I bet you can't. I have 2 mothers. I got 4 sisters. I have nothing but best friends that are women. Nothing but. I went to prom with my best friend that was a girl. So yeah, I have nothing but women as my friends. And the thing is, I do this for y'all because I really give a fuck about y'all. I want y'all to have generational wealth. I want y'all to have a family and kids one day. And that's why I talk about this, because if I look at statistics, the most depressed set of women are 45 and over, single women. So I'm sorry, that's just what the stats show. I'm just telling y'all the truth, and everybody gets very offended by the truth today. I mean, if I'm just telling you what will make you happier in the future, that's it. What about you?
I would come back on the show. Only reason I'll give you a 7 is because what you're doing in your relationship works for you and your girl.
Mhm.
You know, you found your happiness. If how you guys don't do like nights out and stuff like that. If that works for y'all, that works for y'all. But like I said, I'm dating an older guy, so I'm okay with sitting back and letting a guy lead. Now he doesn't control me, and you can't wear this, you can't go there. He's not like that. But
That ain't guy controls y'all's clothing. Y'all run from that guy, please.
Not the clothing, but like the going out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He doesn't control that kind of stuff. So I'm okay with kind of letting him take the reins and be the man.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what it seems like you're doing in your relationship. And if she's happy with it and it works for her, and y'all are still together.
Here's the thing, like she gets a lot of it's very complimentary. Like it's not like I'm the leader. It's not. The thing is one person drives the car. Like so that means that when decisions are made, one person kind of makes a decision usually, unless you want to argue over every little detail of a relationship. And here's the thing, I only make the decisions on things that I'm complimentary at. So if I'm better at certain things, then I'm going to make the final decision on that thing. But if it's about groceries and she's the best cook and she's the one that knows how to buy the right thing, she's making that decision. Why the hell would I sit there and say, I'm the leader, I'm going to fucking decide? No, she makes just as many decisions as I do. And the thing is, if she ever got pregnant, who do you think decides if the baby's coming? The woman does. Like I can give her my input. I can say, hey, I don't think we should do that right now or something. But no, that's her power. Like she has the power to do that. Y'all have the power to create life. We have the power to create a lot of money and create the world. I mean, think about the sewers and everything that's built in this world today. Men do that for pussy. We do that all because we want to fucking have a family and children one day. Those guys that are fucking digging and doing all the horrible fucking jobs. That's what they do it for. What about you?
So I definitely would say I'll start off with the show. I definitely enjoyed it. It was good to hear your perspective and everything, and also hear all the ladies here. I think y'all are beautiful people. It was really great. My only critique will definitely be, I think, kind of like what the majority of us are saying, that where like your thoughts, your ideals, your morals, like this is your show, and I love like what you're trying to teach, but I also think you can also implement what's happening today, because you're using 20 years ago. What's going to happen 20 years from now when everything else changes, and it's good to know that for you, like tradition has been working for you. But if you think about it, not everyone has that. Like not everyone has that tradition. Like I said, I grew up in a broken home, and being on this show has also kind of made me more inclined to be single longer, because I don't think there's anything wrong with being single. I don't, and I'm not. There's nothing wrong with what you're saying, but I'm just saying, like, just hearing the things that you're saying, kind of like it feels like, you know, men are here and women need to leave. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't like that's not necessarily true for everybody, and if that works for you, that's great. But for me, I feel like if I want to be single the rest of my life, and if I don't want to have kids and I want to enjoy me and myself, then I do. And if I meet somebody, cool, but it's not, oh, to get a man, you can't talk about your finances. You have to look like this. You can't be 27. Like, that's kind of.
Here's the thing. There's prescriptions out here for everything. Cardi B will give a prescription on what a woman should do to be able to get a man or whatever. Everybody out here is giving prescriptions. Or you go to one of your homegirls and she'll say, you should do this. You should do that. Everybody gives advice everywhere today, okay? My show is built around it. It is literally built around me giving advice to people. I literally sell a fucking dating course to guys for $4,000 to teach them how to get girls, okay? The thing is, like, everybody thinks that they know everything or they don't have to, you know, like, they don't need help with any of this type of stuff. And like I said, if I look at the most depressed demographic right now, it is women that are single above 45. And that's all I care about, is bringing that up. And I don't want to see other women stuck in that category. That's all I care about. I want to see women happy in the future. That's all I do this show for. Everything that I'm saying to y'all, if it bothered y'all, if it pissed you off, you don't like it, I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, I literally do this show for fucking women to have better lives in the future. I literally pay so much money and take such a L on this shit because I want women to fucking be better. Because here's the deal. Guys fucking suck. Here's the fucking deal, Pickle. Guys fucking suck so bad today. And guess why they fucking suck? Because they can get pussy so easily. Why would you become a badass man when pussy's given out for free by fucking half the population of women? So what happens if I sit on this show and I teach women to close their fucking legs? Men have to step up. I hate my brothers so much for being pussies and sucking. And the only way they're going to get better is if women make it really hard for them to get that fucking pussy. And then they have to fucking become good. They actually have to go and make some fucking money. The thing is, I do all this to try to fix this world. If any of this shit bothers y'all, I don't fucking care, because I know at the end of the day, I'm helping a lot of fucking people. I get messages every day from women and men telling me I'm fucking saving them.
Do you have the statistics of how many women that you've helped since the show?
I don't keep track of that. I've had over 100 girls on the show, but I don't keep track. Like, I'll tell you how many girls are regularly DMing me right now that are like using my advice, and there's about 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, go ahead.
How many actually return on a regular basis?
Very many, very many. Like, we have at least 2 or 3 girls almost on. This is one of the first panels where we didn't have a return girl come back. I actually have very many girls come back, and a lot of the girls become best friends with each other. And then next thing you know, I see them hanging out all the time because they want another set of girl that's also celibate, that's not a hoe, that's not doing all this shit. So next thing you know, they all become best friends and best buddies. Yeah, it's crazy. I would never thought that girls actually like what I say. Go ahead and give me the number and then what you thought about the show.
My rating is couldn't even calculate.
You can goose egg it. Do 0.
It'd be a negative, definitely. I just feel like you have this standard and you feel like your standard is the only way and it's the best way. And I'm not gonna say you like it's like like everybody said, it works for you. I understand this is your show. Listen to what other people are telling you. How many girlfriends have you had in your lifetime?
I've had 5 serious relationships where I lived with every single one of them.
How old are you?
I am 32 years old.
Okay. You lived with every single one.
Yes,
of your
I lived with every one of them. Mm-hmm.
Red flag.
Because most people aren't in real relationships today. They don't even have the money to be able to fucking take care of their girl. Most guys couldn't fucking live with their girl if they wanted to.
But how long were y'all together before you started living with them?
Probably just like anywhere from 2 to 6 months. Every one of them was probably anywhere from 2 to 6 months. And the thing is, if y'all want to sit there and always keep people at a safe distance, that's fine. But you'll never have anything seriously. There's tons of people who do exactly like what y'all do, or like don't ever take people seriously, and you'll never have somebody to lay next to you every night and actually take you seriously.
Wait, but who's saying that we don't take people seriously?
You can say all day long that you're taking somebody seriously that you've been dating for 2 years and never lived with, but that makes no fucking sense. Like, if somebody really cared about you or really wanted something, they try to get married to you. They would try to fucking move in with you. These are the steps that humans have done since we were fucking cavemen. Do you think that when we were cave people that like you wouldn't fucking be sleeping with as soon as you had sex with that other caveman, you weren't going to be sleeping with him right afterwards?
But we're not cave people no more.
I'm just saying it's a natural instinct for humans to want to do those things. Y'all can sit here and go against our natural instincts as much as you want. But at the end of the day, We are fucking monkeys. We are not some highly smart. We have smartphones. We're dumb humans. We're not that fucking smart, and we all like to think that we're all some intelligent thing. We're not. Did you? What did you think about the show? You don't like it because
I mean, it's cool. I like the ladies I was on here with. Would I watch this on a regular basis? Absolutely not.
that's good.
Do I think it's a lot of men that watch this because they hate women? Absolutely. I feel like they don't get
Absolutely.
bitches. They don't get pussy. So they come to somebody who really don't get bitches and don't get pussy to try and get advice. And you feel like you're helping women. To me, you're not
You're just
helping
telling
women.
me that I don't get bitches and I don't get pussy when I have an absolutely beautiful
I love
girlfriend
that for
sitting
you.
over there.
I love that for you.
And
She
I've
likes
and
she
I've
likes
always,
what you gave her. She likes what you give her.
I just don't
She likes
understand
what
how
you
you
bring
can
to the
say
table.
that when you were wrong. Like I
Just 'cause
actually
you
give
got a
advice to
bitch
men because
and a pussy. I mean, just like me personally, I don't feel like you help women. I feel like you don't like women sometimes, and I feel like whatever course you're selling these men is pointless. They're dumbasses for buying a $4,000 dating course.
you got to
That's not
understand
something
that
I would ever
guys
fucking pay
actually
for.
struggle at dating. See, women don't because pussy's easy to get. Or pussy's or dick is easy to get.
yeah.
Pussy is hard to get. So because of that, and here's the thing.
Maybe they worry about getting the wrong thing.
Hmm?
Worry about getting the wife that we've been talking about. Worry about getting that relationship we've been talking about, not just what's between their legs. I'm
Well,
done.
you gotta understand, like that just doesn't make any sense because you have to learn how to do everything if you want to make a woman happy. You can't just. It has to be more than things than just sex, obviously.
Do you have men on this show ever?
Yeah, I have. I bring on guys that are married and extremely experienced in relationships because that's how I teach people to get into relationships is having a special guest that is a guy that's married or very good at them.
What about a man that's single and has opposing ideas as you?
I have so Mercedes Knox was supposed to come on tonight. Mercedes Knox is actually a guy that was on Fuckboy Island. He wasn't able to come last minute, sadly, but I love to bring him on because yes, he is a contrarian to me. We disagree on some things. He is a fuckboy, as like the show says, you know. So, but yeah, I love to bring on both sides. Yeah, the thing is in the manosphere, I'm very much actually hated on the internet, ladies, because in the manosphere in the guys section, they don't like women learning this type of shit. They don't want y'all to learn this shit. They don't. And so me doing it, I get ridiculed for it. I get a lot of shit talked to me by my own peers because I want to teach y'all this stuff. So once again, you can hate me as much as you want, but I know what I'm doing is the right thing, and I know that I got a lot of women and men that support me and love it. But yeah, thank y'all all for coming, man. I appreciate y'all. Let me go back to the super chats and read them off really quick, bro.
I do want to say something real quick. Thanks for calling me Big Shirley and Rasputia. I love y'all. Just know y'all still want to fuck me. It's okay though.
$2 from Zoro's Lost. You can always have a career, but not. But you can always have a career, but not children. Are you saying it? Oh, you're saying they can always have the career, but they're not going to have the children. Okay. $1 from Michael Mitro. Thank you, bro. Best model on YouTube. Appreciate you, man. $5 from Ombre House. They can choose to live blindly and expect everyone else to conform to what they believe, or reality will be harsher than it should be.
Can I say something?
We'll see. Yeah, go ahead.
Who's living blindly? That's kind of what I want to know.
Yeah.
Who's
We'll see.
living?
Yeah, I feel like we
blindly? 'Cause I just
understood-
said I'm okay with a guy being the leader. I'm okay
Absolutely.
with.
Maybe he's talking
being,
about sir. Maybe he's
feminine.
talking about just one person on the panel. What's the next one? $11 from New Zealand. Thank you, Tomo. Birth rates are unsustainable for society. Today is not working. Make a bed and break the cycle. Men want to build memories with you in your prime, not heal trauma from it. Stop capping. Good show. Thank you, Tomo. I appreciate you, man. That is actually very true though. $5 from New Zealand. Also, I would $5.50 actually. I would be probably not be 40 something if it wasn't for better bachelor. How is that for a statistic? I would be probably not be a 40 something if it wasn't for better bachelor. How is that for a statistic? I'm confused what you mean, bro. You always confuse me with your New Zealand shit. What's the next one? $5 from Alex again. Big Shirley, you are negative 63826.73. I have a full workout routine and nutrition guide just for you. Wow.
That's an
Smooches,
asshole.
babe.
Alex.
Smooches. It's okay.
$5.50 from Tomo J, New Zealand. When you see a guy laughing at sexual essay, that's how you sound mocking short kings. They both have had their sexuality defined for them. I've never compared that, but I guess essay sound shit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to think about that, man. I don't know if you can compare those two things, but no, I appreciate you, man. No, thank y'all guys, everybody. I really appreciate everybody that showed up. Thank you, Eric, for helping out with producing tonight, bro. I appreciate you for doing that. Shout out to my girl, Yessie, for helping out in the background. I appreciate y'all, and shout out to this beautiful panel of ladies. We had a really good show. Everybody was super respectful. I really appreciate all y'all for coming. If y'all ever want to come back, doubt it. You're more than welcome to. But I will see y'all later, guys. Peace out.
We got one more super chat.
Oh, one more super chat. Yeah, do it real quick. We got $5 from Alex again. This girl looks like Queen Latifah from Set It Off plus 300 pounds. I don't know what Set It Off is.
Ain't no
Uh,
need for all that.
Not
But
this
yeah.
I'm
man
not
paying
even-
$10 to bully someone he never gonna meet in real
Right.
life.
He's in
Ain't no
Dallas.
need for
He's in
all
Dallas.
that.
He might run
He
into you
never
somewhere.
gonna
Oh,
meet her in real
please,
life.
I would love to
He
meet
never
you.
gonna meet her in real
I
life.
would love
Alright.
to. That'd be lots of fun.
Hey,
we can
no,
set that
thank-
up. Bring him in.
Hey, you want me? If we might be able
We
to
can
do
set that up. Bring him in.
Alex, we're gonna set it. I'll see you later. Peace out, guys.